I'm doing another dollar store makeover today. I'll be making a lot of crafty stuff, sort of. I'll be doing some painting, some sculpting, some sniffing. Lots of good stuff today. Not too much sculpting, just a little bit here and there. So I've got my Ace of Clay shirt on for good luck. So cute. Now if you want to see real sculpting, he's your guy. I basically learned everything I know about sculpting from him. You guys probably already know him, but in case you don't, I'll leave a link to his channel down below. I love his creepy sculptures. Speaking of sculpting, the first thing I'll be giving a makeover to is this little jewelry trinket tray.
Well, that looks terrible.
It originally had a unicorn on it and said unique, spelled the wrong way. Oh, the creativity. Today I'll be doing a little bit of sculpting. Just a little bit. Just a little bit here and there. It's more like tiny additions here and there. Speaking of tiny, hopefully this little guy looks familiar. A super cute, pink, slimy worm.
Oh, hey.
Who you guys affectionately refer to as the Wreck-You worm. He's very dangerous. Tiny, but dangerous. I'm in love with him, so today he's coming back, but in 3D form. Whoa, that's fancy. This isn't going to be a jewelry tray anymore. I just don't really have any jewelry. So instead it's gonna be like an incense burner, or holder, whatever it's called. I love burning candles and incense. Even more so now that I have Sniffledorf, because he likes to make stinky poo-poos. And the aromas just waft over my entire one-bedroom apartment. I thought the Wreck-You worm is the perfect little character to put into here because I feel like this is kind of the size he would be in real life. Tiny, but dangerous. I haven't tested out this incense holder yet. I hope it works. I hope the ashes actually fall into the plate like they're supposed to. We'll find out together, I guess. While I was sculpting the Wreck-You worm and using water just to smooth him out a bit, I realized the unicorn and the words on the plate were just kind of melting away. That's interesting. It's just water. I didn't expect it to just like disintegrate like that. I just rubbed the rest of it off. Now I can start with a clean slate. He doesn't look like much of a looker right now, but this little mush puddle has a lot of potential. He'll get there. Give him time and a paint job. I'm starting off by painting the plate. I figured black would be a nice contrast to the Wreck-You worm's bright pink color. Make him stand out a bit more. He's the center of attention, and also the center of the plate. Now that that's all black, I can finally focus on this little guy. I picked out the brightest pink I have for him. Only the best and brightest for the Wreck-You worm. He doesn't usually carry a weapon. He prefers to just whack you with his stubby arms. But today he's gonna be carrying a giant incense stick. You know those kind of people who like knock you out with their over-fragranced body sprays or perfumes or whatnot? That's kind of what the Wreck-You worm is trying out today with the whole incense stick situation. Death by copious amounts of fragrance. It's not a very well thought out plan on his part. I think he's super cute. That's kinda how he lures you in before he knocks you out with his incense stick. By the way, good news. The plate does actually catch the ashes from the incense. Catches most of them. Alright, moving on. I picked up Xena the zebra at the dollar store. Je m'appelle Xena.
A fine specimen.
She's an animal planter. There was a whole variety of them, 4 to be exact. All pretty cute, especially the cat one. I should have gotten that one. Karen. Never mind. Maybe it's for the best.
That's pretty cute, actually. Hey, this thing is actually bigger than I thought it would be.
A fine specimen.
I think it's ceramic. Good stuff. It doesn't really look like a zebra when you hold it this way. Honestly, it doesn't even look like an animal from this angle. Cute, cute. I'm gonna give this little guy a makeover. Make him more my style. At the same time, I don't want to change him too much. I want to keep the integrity of this majestic beast. The zebra stripes are not just painted on there. They're like part of the ceramic. A bit raised, so they're still peeking through the paint.
Hey.
Not what I expected, but it's fine. I'm sure I can make it work. Somehow. Xena's bottom is a little lumpy. I'm not responsible for all this texture. Blame Xena for her lumpy bottom. Gorgeous. I'm painting the edge here, but I'm not painting the inside. I didn't feel like there was a reason to. I was feeling a bit tame today, so I wanted the insides to be left intact. Now that it's all painted gray, I don't know. Maybe some of you guys can tell who I'm turning this into. The deranged donkey who thinks he's a unicorn hasn't made an appearance in a while, about half a year. So we're dragging out his forgotten donkey corpse again. No rest for the wicked. For those of you who aren't familiar with the deranged donkey, his whole thing is basically he's a donkey who has always dreamt of being a unicorn. There's a toilet plunger stuck to his head. Not clear how that got there, but now he considers himself a unicorn. That pretty much sums it up.
We can all move on.
This isn't exactly what he normally looks like. He definitely looks more well-rounded today, but I think it's cute. It's gonna be like a stylized balloon version of him. Sometimes Posca pen doesn't really work super well on some surfaces. Sometimes it can be a little streaky, like today. So we're just gonna use some regular old paint and cover up that whole mess. I still love Poscas, but sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. The zebra's mane is actually why I chose to turn this into a donkey. They both have manes, so yeah, see the resemblance? No. This stylized version of the deranged donkey has little stubby feet, which I think are so tiny and so cute and evil. His ears are usually long and floppy. I had a lot of trouble sculpting them in the past, so I'm not gonna attempt that again. This is a stylized version of him, so it's fine. It's not an exact replica, and I'm okay with that. He's got his usual goofy grin, the whole overbite situation that really charms the ladies.
Something wrong here.
I added some white hairs to his mane. Not too many, just a few. He's growing old. Happens to the best of us. Just kidding, it's all just highlights. It's the way the light hits him at a certain angle. His toilet plunger's just a standard old toilet plunger, one of those red ones. I actually bought one of these red ones at the dollar store over the holidays for a craft, and you guys all started telling me, yelling at me, that it's a sink plunger. The deranged donkey plunges all his sinks and toilets himself. That's why he's covered in water. I'm not going to be using this as a planter, even though that's what it's meant for. I'm probably just going to store something in it. I just haven't decided what yet. The last thing I picked up at the dollar store are these triangles. I don't know what their intended purpose is. They're not deep enough to be shelves. Can't really hold much. I think they might have just been for decor, but who's actually going to display these in their house? Besides me, of course. They do require a paint job before they're suitable for my habitat. To start off, I painted all the outsides black. I feel like black is a good way to tie everything together. The insides are going to be all a nice pop of color. I chose a couple bold colors. We've got orange. This one's looking a little Halloween-y. A bit out of season, but I like it. And blue because not everything has to have a reason. I mean, come on. It takes quite a bit of layering to hide that awful pattern. Looking back, I should have just got the ones that didn't have any patterns. But you live and you learn. The last one's yellow for Hufflepuffs, which there's a lot of you here on the dark side. I was very surprised to learn that. It says something about Hufflepuffs. I just don't know what yet. I honestly love the way they look already. It looks way more modern and a lot less dollar store-ish. But I won't be leaving them like this. That would be too easy. I like a little bit of a challenge. Not too much. Still gotta get a video done in a week. But I like a little bit of a challenge. A good balance is key. So I started sketching stuff out. That is a ghost. It's not Trevor this time though. It's Trevor's crush. That pink soulless-eyed ghost he went on a date with once and who wasn't really supposed to make an appearance ever again. I didn't even name her, but you guys really seem to like her a lot. Some of you even named her Valerie. That's a very pretty name. I don't know if she's deserving of that, especially after not calling Trevor back. That's not nice. She just ghosted him. Honestly, he's never been the same since. But yeah, Catherine thinks the name suits someone who's secretly evil, and I can see that. I made Valerie doing a bunch of very mundane tasks. Here she's drinking her morning coffee, all by herself and not with Trevor. I also sketched her out just chilling on her laptop. Who knows? Maybe she's doing homework, maybe she's doing taxes. I don't know how old Valerie is. I never expected I'd be putting so much thought into Valerie. She wasn't supposed to ever come back. She walks around with like this blah kind of expression, like life's a party and she's over it. I wish I'd made this blue a little bit lighter. It's just a little bit too dark, but that's okay. I'm not about to sit here and repaint it. My idea for these triangles was that it would be like one of those comic strip things that aren't really comics. They're just like a character that does a bunch of different things. It's just like pictures of a character. No story or timeline, just snapshots of their day or whatever. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I love those kind of things. In this picture, Valerie's working out with some glittery pink weights. Wonder where she got those.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. Oh, God.
So here's the Wreck You Worm, the stylized version of the deranged donkey who thinks he's a unicorn, and also snapshots of Valerie's life. I love how everything turned out. Hopefully now that Valerie's back, Trevor can get a second chance. I think he deserves it.
Click on the next video if you hope me and Valerie get our happily ever after. It would mean the world.